Okay, looks like we're back live again. This live thing, it's shortening my life. Okay, let's see. We were looking at second issues. Last call for second issues. Love that first issue of the new series. Let's do this right. Love that first issue of the new series? Don't miss out on the next chapter. Last call for second issues is here so you can continue enjoying these exciting new series. And one of those new series is, let's see, the second issue of Count Crowley, the Mediocre Midnight Monster Hunter, from writer David Dasmalkian and artist Lucas Kettner. And, oh, that's a very nice cover, also by Lucas Kettner. And then we get a second issue of St. John. This almost like a paid ad from Dark Horse Comics and Portland Gear, featuring interiors written by Dan Schcade. Also does art along with Brennan Wagner, the son of Matt Wagner. Over at DC Comics, we get a second issue of Batman 89 Echoes from original Batman screenwriter Sam Hamm, with art by Joe Quinones, as well as this cover. Ooh, looks like we get a Batgirl enters the Batman 89 universe along with Dr. Harleen Quinzel. We get a second issue of Duke from Image Comics, spinning out of G.I. Joe. And let's see, we get a second issue of Charred Remains from Mad Cave Studios and writer Anthony Cleveland, with art by Andrea Muti. Beyond Real #2, we've been giving away hundreds of copies of this comic book from Zach Kaplan, with art by Dennis Manhier and Tony Fezula, with a cover by John Pearson. This will be available on February 7th. Get your orders in before Sunday. And that does it for, let's see, Spotlight on second issues. Next up, we get our spotlight on first issues. We're going to rock this one out. Last call for first issues brings you thrilling new series, dazzling variant covers, and a chance to secure your copies for release day. Don't miss out on the excitement. And the first thing that we will be looking at is this very exciting miniseries from Disney and Dynamite Press, Lilo and Stitch, from that very cool animated feature from almost a generation ago. This is going to tug at the heartstrings of lots of new adults. Get ready for a new adventure with Lilo and Stitch as the irrepressive pair launch their very first ongoing comic series, brought to you by superstar writer Greg Pak and artist Julia Giacomino. Life seems to have calmed down for Experiment 626 and his new family on Earth, at least until evil aliens come hunting for everyone's favorite blue-furred troublemaker. The kicker? They're using giant robots that are powered by Stitch's own DNA. Will Lilo's beloved pet be able to take on these villains and lead them away from his adopted planet and loved ones? And even if he succeeds, will he be able to find his way back home? It's got multiple covers. This first A cover by Joshua Middleton. Look how endearing that is. Second cover by David Nakayama. This, very nice Jennifer Meyer cover here. Almost like a Mary Blair style painting. What they call a full bleed variant by Craig Rousseau. And a foil version of the Middleton and David Nakayama covers. And we have a new series from Dark Horse Comics, If You Find This, I'm Already Dead. This is written by Matt Kint and features art by Dan McDade, and Bill Crabtree on colors. We got this Dan McDade cover and a Brian Hurt cover. I think this is getting FOC'd again, but I'll give you a quick tour of the covers from Mirka Andolfo's Blasphemous. This is a new horror comedy that only Andolfo can deliver, asking the questions, how many fans is your soul worth? In a world where pop stars have ascended to divinity and the masses bow in veneration to a new generation of viral superstars. Angels and demons thrive in this exaltation and revel in this spotlight that grants them unimaginable power. We got a couple covers by Mirka Andolfo, and we got this beautiful cover by Stanley Artgerm Lau. That is a larger cut size book, probably 48 pages, cover price $8.99 from Distillery, and will be available on February 21st. If you want any of those variants, get your orders in through Comichub before Sunday at 5 p.m. Over at IDW, we get a new sequel to the TMNT The Last Ronin, this called Re-Evolution. More than a decade after The Last Ronin defeated the Foot Clan, New York City finds itself in the state of steady decline. Now the disparate gangs vie for economic and political control, and that the chaos is taking its toll. It's clear to Casey Marie that if something isn't done soon, the city she knows and loves will be lost forever. So whether they're ready or not, she and her pupils must raise a new coalition and lead the charge to keep the peace. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution is written by TMNT co-creator Kevin Eastman and features interior art by the Escorza brothers and Ben Bishop, with this cover by the Escorza brothers on A. We got a Kevin Eastman on B. The C cover also by Ben Bishop, and this D cover by Delgado, Luis Antonio Delgado. How many covers do we got here? Got any more? Oh yeah, and this Dia de los Muertes cover by Jay Gonzo. It's TMNT The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution, available on February 24th from IDW. Over at Image Comics, we get a few new series, I believe. Well, no, just this lone number one this week from Image Comics. And writer David F. Walker, Kyle Higgins, and Scott Kid Cootie Mascuti, featuring art by Marco Locati. This is Moon Man number one. Superstar musician Scott Kid Cootie Mascuti makes his comics debut alongside creative director Kyle Higgins and Eisner Award-winning writer David F. Walker. They are joined by breakout artist Marco Locati in an extra-length first issue of the biggest book of 2024. Scott Townsend is ready for a quiet life. Whatever went wrong on that failed moon mission, whatever happened in the missing minutes the camera didn't capture, all he really wants is to settle back down home. But those missing minutes hold on an earth-shattering secret. And with all his eyes turned to him, Scott will soon find himself becoming something the world has never seen before. It's Moon Man, number one, from all those folks that I've said twice already. Get your order in by January 20. Get your order in by January 7th. And it will be on the shelf on January 31st with this B cover by Erica Durso. And a C cover by Rod Reese. It's Moon Man #1. And, this seemed like a great spot to put this Spawn series, the longest running series that they've got over at Image Comics. Well, I guess it's neck and neck with Savage Dragon, but Spawn breaks a record every month as the longest running continuing series by the same creator, Todd McFarlane. This hits a new record-breaking 350th issue, featuring this cover by puppeteer Lee, interiors by Brett Booth and Carlo Barberi, and of course written by Todd McFarlane and Rory McConville. It's Spawn 350. The throne of hell hath sat vacant and empty. Since way back in Spawn 100, after the death of Malbolgia at the hands of Al Simmons, no one has proven themselves worthy enough to claim the power of the throne for themselves until now. Spawn 350, a story 32 years in the making, is finally here. Who takes the throne? Who becomes the supreme ruler of hell? Who can tell me how many covers there are? There are... one more. Look at all these covers. Beautiful covers celebrating a record-breaking 350 issues from Spawn. Got a B cover by Todd McFarlane himself. Ryan Stegman on C. Brett Booth on D. And John Glapion himself on the E cover, Spawn 350. Over at Opus Comics, we get a couple of new products. This is featuring the Dillinger Escape Plan, written by Ben Roberts with art by Greg D'Angeli. 5 covers, yeah, Yang Maven got it. Dillinger Escape Plan #1 from Sumerian Comics, artist Greg D'Angela and writer Ben Roberts, with this Greg D'Angela cover, also doing B, and it looks like C as well. We get a D cover by Brian Montuori. Also from... this is from Oni Press, pardon me. Jill and the Killers. This is a double-sized and dangerous 48-page debut from rising star Olivia Quartero Briggs and Roberta Ingranata. Firmly in the crime genre, it appears. Featuring this A cover by Sonia Anwar. A B from Marguerite Sauvage. A C cover by Allison Sampson. Very nice. Jill and the Killers. We get a Cradle of Filth one-shot, Funeral in Carpathia, with this cover by Santi Casas and a cover by Enrique Alcatina. Interesting. It's a name I remember from back in the 90s, maybe. From Keen Spot, a new series called Crying Boy, with this cool-looking cover from Carlos Villas, and a completely different-looking style from Carlos Villas on B. Also from Opus Books, going back to Opus, No, this still with Opus. Frank Frazetta, Death Dealer 2099, featuring this cool cover by Chris Skinner, and taking the legend of Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer forward into the future. This is featuring cover and writing by Andy Bellinger, with interior art by Tato Caballero. And this D cover by Santi Casas, Death Dealer 2099. Frank Frazetta, Death from the Future. Okay, then we got Scout Comics, new miniseries, Divine Power Made Me, from Tom Drogalis and Federico Guillén, with a B cover by Federico Guillén. Over at Titan, we get a new series from the Dark Souls video game license, I think. Written by George Mann, with art by Man House, and this cover by Stephanie Hans. Man House on this cover. Alan Qua on C, and Mick Marinkovic on D from Dark Souls. Got any more? One more? Ooh, Diego Yapur. Ooh, menacing. Dark Souls, The Willow King. And we got a bunch of new things from DC Comics, a bunch of annuals and one-shots and whatnots. We get a Batman and Robin 2024 annual #1, featuring, interiors written by Joshua Williamson and drawn by Howard Porter, with this Howard Porter cover. A DNA cover, very nice. A Dustin Wen. And then we got a World's Finest annual from, a whole bunch of people. Mark Waid, Cullen Bunn, Stephanie Williams, Dennis Culver, and Carlos Cantwell, with art by Edwin Galman, Rosie Kampf, Travis Mercer, and Jorge Fornes. We got this cover by Dan Mora, John Gang, very cool, Jamal Campbell. And then we'll move over to this one shot called DC's How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days. Featuring this cover by Amanda Connor. I think this is probably also going to be a bunch of short stories. Written by Marguerite Sauvage, Dennis Hopeless, Aaron Waltke, Brendan Hay, George Mann. Oh, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Who else is doing some art? A whole bunch of folks. We got that A cover by Amanda Connor, a B from Ariel Diaz, very nice, and a C cover by Christian Ward. Yeah. Then we get the Power Girl Uncovered one shot. This is, There's No Stopping Power Girl. Celebrate the Earth 2 heroes' triumphant return to the DC with this gallery of awe-inspiring covers by the all-star artists who have brought her to life over the years, with this cover by Pablo Villalobos, Dan Mora on B, Stefan Sejic on C, and Joshua Swaby on D. There's probably multiple more covers, but that's what I'll show you today. Let's see. A couple more. Got a new 5-issue miniseries focusing on Suicide Squad. Let's see. This is... Okay, before the Suicide Squad sets their sights on the corrupted Justice League in the upcoming video game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, join us for this thrilling prequel and witness them kill Arkham Asylum. This is from writer John Layman, with interiors by Jesus Urvas and this Dan Mora cover. Get a cover by, is that Kyle New? No, Ariel Olivetti. Steve Beach. Let's see, and that is a five issue miniseries. I think it comes pre-bagged with bonus digital codes for the upcoming video game. So there's that. And then finally, we have this one-shot reprinting the first appearances of DC's breakout character, Collected, and also featuring a brand new story from the Wonder Woman team of Tom King and Daniel Sampere. Featuring DC's brightest new star, Trinity, discover Lizzie's earliest adventures as she takes the world of heroes by storm, reprinting the character's first appearance alongside hilarious tales of the Little Amazon and her super son babysitters. This special will be an instant classic for fans old and new, plus a brand new story from their all-star creative team behind Wonder Woman that will tease the future of Diana's daughter. This from writer Tom King and cover by Daniel Sampere. This cover by Jorge Jimenez, very nice. And a C cover by Belen Ortega. This is Trinity Special number 1. And that wraps up our two-part focus on Last Call this week. Let's look at some upcoming events at Green Brain. On Monday, January 15th, we will welcome back Brain Candy for, I think, the 52nd episode event. This will be on Monday, January 15th from 7 to 9, absolutely free. Brought to you by Green Brain Comics and the Emerging Writers Network, and featuring musician James Russell Project, the prose of Dennis Fields, the poetry of Danny Little, and the visual art of Mariah Mitchell. That all happens on Monday, January 15th from 7 to 9, absolutely free. Then join us back here on YouTube and Facebook for Brain Scan on Tuesday evening at 6:30, a walking tour of the store on the eve of New Comic Day. That happens Tuesdays at 6:30 right here on YouTube and Facebook. And, I guess I missed my slide there. And of course, you can join us back here on Last Call Live next Friday at 11. It's good to be back in the seat. Boy, has it been a long time. Let's see. Let's get rid of this stuff. There it is. So, thanks for joining us on Last Call Live, broadcasting live from Studio G in Green Brain Comics, smack dab in the middle of beautiful East Downtown Dearborn. Yeah, I'm still there. Okay. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. On X, we are at Green Brain CMX. All the links to our shopping cart website and Comichub are below in the description. Maybe not in the second half, but definitely below in the description of the first half. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Yeah, feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for joining us for the second half, folks.